It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Little Caesars Arena. Tonight, the Detroit Pistons getting set to match up with the Toronto Raptors. The opening tip to the Pistons, and we're underway at Little Caesars Arena. To Griffin. To Jackson. The rebounds corralled by the Raptors. Leonard to Lowry. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. Jackson with it. He'll run the offense. Beyond the arc for three. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Ibaka to Leonard. It goes down. Jackson with it. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. To Stanley Johnson. Cleared by Ibaka. Lowry into the front court. Down by one. Throws it up. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Pistons have it. Jackson to Stanley Johnson. Sizing up the defense. From the painted area, won't go down. Goes reverse to lay it in.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Leonard to Danny Green. To Leonard. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Kawhi Leonard. Collected by Drummond. Taken by the Raptors. Leonard. Smothering D. To Reggie Jackson. Fires the three. He made his first effort, but not that time. The big fella, Andre Drummond, missed his first. That one goes.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Ball's controlled by Lowry. Blake Griffin with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Jackson with it. Leads just a point. That pass taken away by Toronto. Leonard to Ibaka. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Johnson to Jackson. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket. Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game.
Just a friendly reminder from today's ticket raffle. You have to the end of today's game to claim your prize at the customer service desk located near section 104.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Detroit.
Leonard to Van Vliet. Down low to Monroe.
1 minute left in the first quarter.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ish Smith to Luke Kennard.
Come on, you gotta work around the screen. Killing me.
The Raptors able to clear the board. And count the basket inside.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Pistons ball here. Probing the defense to Griffin. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for two.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
Fred Van Vliet to Leonard. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Ball's loose. Look at him on the deck. Over and back. Footer at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Pistons with the lead. Second quarter is set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast. And the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
To Ibaka. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Here comes the screen. And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
To Smith. Has a look. Shot by Smith off the mark.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Cashes in for two.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Has a chance and scores on the step back.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
Fred Van Vliet to Monroe. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Screen coming. Is Smith. Now a steal as the Raptors have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Kawhi Leonard, 3 for 6 now.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Is Smith. To Luke Kennard. Trying to cash in. The shot almost.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
A shot no good there for Monroe. Is Smith to Stanley Johnson. Knocked loose. Raptors come away with it. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Another follow. Stays out. The big guy, Greg Monroe. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Here comes the screen. Shot from the lane won't go. Has a look. Deep and a putback slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Is Smith. To Stanley Johnson. Cleaning the offense. Slams it home on the putback. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Leonard to Van Vliet. Rebound pulled in by the Pistons. Has a chance. Kennard shot off the mark. Here comes the screen. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. 4-3. That misses with 3 seconds left. Time expires to end the first half. The Raptors have the lead.
get right into the action here. The Raptors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Steals.
Here's a team that might just be one or two adjustments away from what's needed to turn things around. They still have time to make up for a lackluster first half.
Player of the half.
Greg Monroe has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Stanley Johnson was unable to find his shot through the first two quarters. Newsflash, you're not on fire. Pass the ball. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Leonard. To Lowry. Andre Drummond. Huge block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Big pick right there.
Jackson. The rebound comes down to Toronto. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws.
Please, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Ish Smith. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
To Lowry. Runner here won't go. Jackson with it. The margin standing now at 7. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Lowry to Leonard. Fires the three, and Kawhi Leonard. Good on the quick release there.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Jackson to Smith. Knocked loose. That'll get out off the Raptors, so it stays with Detroit. Short jumper stays out. To Lowry. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Here comes the screen. For three, good closeout, but Ish Smith still knocks it down.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Screen coming, screen coming.
Lowry. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Drummond to Reggie Jackson. Nothing going here on that drive. Reggie Jackson, not that time.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Gets to the basket and scores.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. To Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now. The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. To Danny Green. Screen coming. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range. To Griffin. And abuses the rim. Big finish for Andre Drummond. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Has a look. Ibaka, shot no good. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Lowry into the front court. Leads 5. Danny Green to Lowry. A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down. Lets it fly from long range. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Raptors in front. Pistons basketball here to start the fourth quarter. We've got a one-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money. Down the stretch, it's game time.
Reggie Jackson, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that made.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Lowry to Leonard. And 2 points to the board.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Jackson with it. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Reggie Jackson rocks the rim. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Jackson to Griffin. With the step back.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Lowry with it. His group now down 2. To Leonard. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. It's Detroit's ball. Kennard to Jackson. Takes stock of the floor. A lot of contact. No whistle. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. They trail by 2. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side, given how they're defending.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Jackson to Luke Kennard. Down low for Griffin. Shot clock violation. Griffin's shot won't go. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Number 0, Andre Drummond. Subbing in for the Toronto Raptors, number 23.
Lowry to Leonard. To Lowry. Ibaka. Good look that time, but off the mark. Jackson with it. 2-point advantage. Here comes the screen. Jackson to Luke Kennard.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Can't connect from in close. Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Jackson with it. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. Oh, had him going there for a second. To Reggie Jackson. From long range. Defense is ready. Reggie Jackson unable to hit. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 4 out of 7.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Lowry into the front court. Down 2. New blood coming in for both sides. Jackson. Runner's good there.
Ed, I'm telling you that every player in the league will make that shot. The defense has to be elevated.
Lowry has the basketball.
1 minute left in the fourth quarter.
To Leonard. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
Here comes the screen. Jackson. Detroit with 4 to shoot. To Jackson. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Lowry into the front court. Down just a couple. Won't go down. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Leonard. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Now they get the intentional foul. And this one not over yet. 2 huge free throws coming up in a 2-point game.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
He makes them both. Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout. It's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more chance to stop the clock before the buzzer sounds. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, the Pistons are the winners as they win this one by 4. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pistons emerged victorious after a tight finish. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. Check out the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons. The Raptors must be devastated after such a close loss. The way they shot the ball was outstanding, but even still, it wasn't enough to get the result they wanted. More often than not, you're going to win games when you shoot the ball as well as they did here today.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
player of the game.
Andre Drummond could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.
The opening tip to the Pistons, and we're underway at Little Caesars Arena. To Stanley Johnson. Has a chance. You talk about forcing things up. Too much pressure that time.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
So Lowry. Short jumper won't fall.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Here comes the screen. Got it to go on the step back. Jay, he found a way.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Ibaka to Lowry. From the painted area, won't go down. Griffin to Reggie Jackson. Here comes the screen to Jackson. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Leonard to Lowry. Here's a chance from long range. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Here comes the screen. Reggie Jackson, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lowry to Leonard. Not that time. To Reggie Jackson. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Jackson, he connects off the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
So Lowry. Leonard to Lowry. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Andre Drummond tips it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Shot from the lane won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Here comes the screen. Danny Green to Lowry. The screen sets him up for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender did.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Subbing in for Detroit, number 5, Luke Kennard.
Has a look. Reggie Jackson, not that time.
Hey, locked up.
Fred VanVleet to Danny Green. Lays it up and in.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Jackson with it. Just under a minute to play here in this opening quarter. To Luke Kennard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And the rebound taken by the big lefty, Monroe. Good. Off a spin.
Come on, somebody tell me when he added that to his arsenal.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball.
I got him. Here we go.
Has a chance. Reggie Jackson looking good. 4 for 5.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Here comes the screen. Fred VanVleet to Leonard. 5 to shoot for Toronto. Shot clock violation. Jumper's good. Long heave from three-quarters court. We played one at Little Caesars Arena with the Pistons on top. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Kawhi Leonard. He's 2 for 2 now.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
Jackson with it. Down a point. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
He got through traffic with ease, but if you're going to fully collapse the defense, you're going to leave wide open three-point shooters.
Baseline drive. The shot won't fall. To Jackson. Count the basket inside.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
To Leonard. trying to cash in. Leonard's shot won't go down. To Reggie Jackson. Beyond the arc for three. And it's Leonard there to clear the rebound. Fred VanVleet. Andre Drummond snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Greg Monroe sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Leonard. Down low to Monroe. Not that time. The possession in favor of Detroit. Jackson. Short jumper won't go down. Leonard to VanVleet. Ibaka to Leonard. And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Team foul number 1. For the Raptors.
Kawhi Leonard. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. Oops. He missed the first one. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Pistons have it. Probing the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Griffin to Jackson.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Has a look. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continued. Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. That'll get out off the Raptors. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 9, Serge Ibaka. And number 0, C.J. Miles.
Ish Smith to Reggie Jackson. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Fires the 3. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Hey, dog, get the board.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
To Griffin. Serge Ibaka swats it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Pistons ball here. Jackson to Smith. Cleared by Ibaka. Short jumper off the mark. We've reached halftime in a 2-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Pistons will start the second half with a narrow lead. It's obvious how these guys scored the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons. The Raptors are still very much in this matchup. Offensively, when they're in the paint, they've had success. They need to keep that up if they want to take the lead in this contest. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Toronto Raptors.
Game trap. Field goals.
This is the type of game fans want to see. Lots of great scoring with no signs of slowing down. More fireworks are sure to come after the halftime break.
Player of the half.
Reggie Jackson put in the hard work that's needed to grab all of those rebounds. He was a rock for his team.
Who was cold?
Lowry definitely fits the title of this segment. I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself in the second half. But the way things have been going thus far, it's hard to believe it's going to happen for him. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Lowry to Leonard. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. Another follow, no good.
Really explosive first half, but in the second half, the defense has made the finer adjustments. Now they're shading him to his weak hand. He doesn't look as comfortable as he did earlier.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Lowry with it. His group now down 2. Here comes the screen. Lowry to Danny Green. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Lowry with a shot that's no good. Ish Smith. Toronto has the basketball. Kawhi Leonard. Can't connect. Ish Smith to Griffin. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. To Griffin. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Short jumper off the mark.
And as somebody who went through this multiple times, sometimes you need to take a deep breath, slow yourself down, think, maybe get some ball screens, tell your bigs to set a random screen, find a way to utilize the sets that your coach has given you to get yourself back in this game mentally.
First try, no good. Missed the second as well. Danny Green to Ibaka. They'll get it down to Leonard. Short jumper won't fall.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
On the assist.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Across the timeline, it's Lowry. His guys trail now by 4. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Screen coming. Griffin to Smith. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Detroit Pistons, number 5, Luke Kennard. Stepping in for Toronto, number 23.
Leonard to Van Vliet. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Now 4 for 9.
And that footwork was absolutely off the charts. Just that space, splash.
Ish Smith down to Griffin. Count the bucket for 2.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Number 14, Ish Smith.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Ish Smith to Luke Kennard. Down low to Smith. Five on the shot clock. Ish Smith to Griffin. Has a chance. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Leonard. That's good D. Shot no good. Kennard to Smith. and draws the foul.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Luke Kennard, couple of free throws on the way. A career 85% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Two for two on that trip. Toronto with the basketball. Missed a wide open look. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Pistons have the lead. Pistons basketball here to start the 4th quarter. And they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Jackson to Smith. No, I missed a short one there. Lowry into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. The drive right to the basket, and he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
All right, that was a little bit of a gamble there, but not a terrible move sending him to the free throw line.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first. It's Detroit's ball. To Griffin. Surveys the floor. Griffin. Looks to make a move. Here comes the screen. To Stanley Johnson. Trying to cash in. Stanley Johnson at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. Knocks down the first. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Lowry into the front court. 5-point game. Reggie Bullock rejects it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Off the mark. The follow won't go either. To Lowry. Fred VanVleet. To Lowry. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
I got it, Ed. In the first half, I heard the way the defense communicated. Here he comes, pass, here comes switch, help. Now, in the second half, you hear active communication. They're assertive. Here he comes, switch, help off the ball screen. I'm fading, I'm shading. That kind of communication is a difference between a winning and a losing team.
Fred VanVleet. Pascal Siakam, strong finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Number 23.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Smith. From the painted area, won't go down. Lowry with it. His guys down 3. To VanVleet. Knocks it down from mid-range. Now the Raptors going to use a timeout. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one remaining.
And I've been seeing a lot of barking back and forth between the players and the fans. I actually like that. I think that gets the players more engaged in the game, in particular sometimes when the game seems like it's dead air.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Subbing in for the Toronto Raptors, number 2, Kawhi Leonard.
Fires the three. That no good. Off the mark. Drummond to Jackson. Ish Smith to Reggie Jackson. And it's going the other way. 5-second count. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 23, Blake Griffin.
Lowry to Leonard. To Lowry. To Leonard. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Pass stolen by Detroit.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To Drummond. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Yes, I love this move. Send him to the line. Chances are probably good he doesn't make both. And you also stop the clock while getting another possession.
Andre Drummond at the line. First one goes down.
Number 0, C.J.
Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. The deficit is 6. Shot from the lane won't go.
In the first half, he was really finding that flow athletically, making tough shots. Now, utilize the sets. Maybe come off that curl a little bit tighter. Read your defender. Make the necessary reads to be an efficient player.
It's the Raptors with the basketball.
Come right.
Sizing up the defense. Takes stock of the floor. Here comes the screen. Lowry. Man, that was a tough shot.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Now whistle. Intentional foul comes with 24 seconds left in the game.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. The screen sets him up for 2.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
And here's an intentional foul. That's free throws. Clock stops with 13 seconds to play.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout. They'll need a quick shot, and then likely a quick foul in what is now a two-possession game. Leonard. Message received. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
First try at the line, no good. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second.
Defense, let's go.
That misses with a second to go. The Pistons are the winners as they take care of business at home. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pistons added a win with today's solid victory. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Detroit Pistons. The Raptors couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Reggie Jackson put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in a zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course. But even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.